Welcome to Palma, Mallorca, where we have yet another world debut. Behind me here is the brand new Bavaria SR35. And for once, this is a proper, small, compact, inboard diesel cruiser. And there is a lot going on. My name is Hugo Andreae. You're watching Motorboat and Yachting. Let's go and take a closer look. So the way it's berthed here, it's hard to get a proper overview of it, but it's a very attractive boat with some really good tall freeboard down the sides and this brand new hardtop arrangement. Now this, strangely, is called the Open model, but there are a whole number of different options and I will talk you through those in a minute. But first up, let's take a look at the stern here because we've got a lovely little solution going on here. Again, there are several different options. So you can just have a sunbed with a big storage locker underneath, or you can have this rather nice little aft-facing dinette. Now you can see there is a high-low table in there, so that can sink down and that will make up into a really good sunbed. Or you can have it like this, where it's just a lovely place to sit around, have a couple of drinks, facing out over the sea. If you've got your kids swimming in the water or something, that's a really nice solution. Now, as you can tell, this big headrest here also swings over. Not so easy to do one-handed, but just about managed to do it. So once you've got in that position, then you have a full dinette inside the boat under the cover of this hardtop. And what I should have pointed out is that that will actually fold flat, so that it also becomes a headrest for your sunbed when you've got it all laid out there. But for a 35-foot boat, it has a really impressive amount of space, both above and below deck. So really good C-shaped dinette. Nice quality of detailing here too. They've really upped their game at Bavaria recently, and just little things like the diamond stitching on this seat, the contrast panels, looks really good. And check out how sturdy the supports for this hardtop are. Massive diameter supports, two of them, not just one. Okay, a little bit of exposed welding, but I don't think I'm really going to complain about that. Much more important to have a good, sturdy, solid hardtop, and this looks like one of the chunkiest I've seen on any boat this size, so it should be really nice and solid. Now, decent wet bar in the corner here. Obviously it's got a folding top. I won't fold that down because we've got various panels open, but you can see we've got a sink with a drop down tap down here. We've got a big storage locker behind there. Oh, thankfully that didn't break. I've just knocked over a champagne glass behind me. We've got a fridge behind under that one, and a gas hob here. This is missing its sort of barbecue and grill, but you get the idea. You can see we've got the gas lighter there. There is a gas locker under the seat back there, and you've got a barbecue grill that just all goes on there. And I like the fact that there's a special little storage space for that sink cover. It just slots in there, gets it out the way, and means you're not then wondering where to put it. While we're here, I probably ought to show you some of the storage under this seat. Might need to move that backrest back in there. But under here, we have got storage for the gas locker down there. You can see that's where the gas bottle goes. And on the other side, we have got storage for fenders, lines, really good storage space actually. So if you don't go for the big storage box option, you've still got a place to chuck your fenders and lines. So moving forward through the boat, let's just have a quick look up the side decks. And again, I'm impressed by how easy these are to maneuver. Quite often on a boat like this, they're quite a compromised zone. You struggle to get your feet on there, but this actually is suitably wide. We've got a decent height of grab rail here. We've got grab handles on the hardtop here. And again, nice little detail. Rather than a circular one, we have got a nice sort of rectangular shape section there. Move forward, we'll take a look at the sunroof from inside, but you can see a really good big opening here. This has also got an open screen, and I'll discuss a little bit more about that in a second. And then a big sun pad area here. You can see the beam carries a long way forward, so even at the bow here, there is quite a lot of foot space. It's easy to move around, good tall rails, and a nice little seat here. Perfect space just to sit above the anchor, keeps out of the way. This all tucks very neatly underneath. I lift that up, you can see good deep locker for all the anchor chain, electric windlass, but close it up and then there's nothing to stub your toes on. Got plenty of space to move around, nice little seat in the bow, and a walk-through pulpit. Couple of bottle holders down by the sun pad. And plenty of room to come down the other deck. And look at the size of some of the cleats here. So just small things, but it really feels like Bavaria have stepped up their game. And it is now a relatively expensive boat. It's just over €500,000 including VAT, but it really does feel like they've invested that money to create a more stylish, higher quality boat. So we'll go back round. There is a little step through. That cushion there does lift out if you want to come through that side, but just seems a bit easier, more natural to come back through in this direction. Now, I was going to mention the different options on the roofs. This is surprisingly called the open version. There is also a hardtop where instead of zip-in sections between the screen and the roof, it is completely enclosed with glass, and you can even get a set of doors that run up and down here to create a proper sort of deck saloon style coupe. But I really like the look of this, particularly somewhere sunny like Mallorca where we are now. It just looks perfect. You've got shade up above. You can zip in those clear panels if you want to create more shelter from the wind or if it's a bit of a wet day. But when you open it up like this, it feels much more open, more sort of breezy, ventilated. It's a perfect sort of combination of having a nice fresh throughput of air, but also enough shelter from the sun. Really good sized dinette area here. Slightly unusual setup here, but you've got a small forward facing section of seat down at this part, so you can have sort of space facing forward, always preferable when you're underway. And then a sort of raised sunbed. That's a sort of extra cushion for down below, but you can see that's a kind of chaise longue style cushion. Probably quite cool actually to lie there facing forward underway, and you have got a nice little headrest, so you do feel supported. Helm over on the starboard side. Nothing particularly unusual about the setup, but looks as if it's going to work very well. We've got a sort of 1.5 man seat. You could probably snuggle up and have a couple there if you wanted, or a nice generous single seat. Got a bolster section, so you can prop it up like that to stand or sit. Good dark finish on the helm station here, so you haven't got any reflections playing up. Nice little extension for the throttle, so fits very nicely in terms of the ergonomics. That's where you want it brought towards you rather than stuck on this section here. Adjustable wheel, nicely positioned, again, easy reach from the seat. It's just small stuff, but it makes a big difference. If you feel comfortable at the helm, you're going to enjoy the whole driving experience more. Looks like there's room for a couple of bigger screens here if you want them. Those look a little bit lost on there, but definitely space all around it. And nice to see some proper physical controls for the key switches. Little bit busy, you're going to have to search a little bit to find the things you want, but for example, here is the sunroof. Let's just demonstrate that. Always good to see one that closes quite quickly and quite quietly and smoothly. That absolutely does. So now you can get an idea of what it feels like when it's all closed up. Bow thruster, quite a long way to the screen there, but you probably can either do it from outside or inside, put that extra screening in, and then drop down into the interior, and I think you'll be surprised just how much space there is down here. Again, for a 35-foot boat, it's really nice and light. It's very open. There's good headroom. Let me demonstrate that. If I just swivel the camera around, you can see I'm 6 foot. There's plenty of standing headroom, even down here, well forward. But for a 35-foot boat, it just feels very, very spacious. Galley area here. A sink. Got another fridge, I think, down here. Nope, not that one, this one. There we go. Another fridge down there. Bin under here. Storage under there. Lots of storage everywhere you look. Won't open all of them, but I'll give you a fairly good look. And again, just the quality of this oak veneer, for example. That is a real wood veneer. Just looks that much higher quality than what we're used to seeing from Bavaria. Open plan berth in the bow, really good size too. That looks well over 6 foot, that length there. Decent hull windows, opening port section on that side. Blinds drop down, keep it nice and dark in the mornings. Really good headroom too there. You can lie in bed, you could sit up in bed, absolutely no problem at all. Plenty of headroom. And rather than feeling a little bit dark and pokey and claustrophobic, it just feels really open, really comfortable. I would happily spend more than a weekend. You could easily spend a week on this. Storage all the way around at eye level. More storage under there. And then a second really decent cabin under the cockpit. And again, on a boat of this size, it's very rare to have this much space down here. Sure, it's limited in terms of headroom, but actually, if you look up there, I can just about probably show you, there is a little cutout. So up above the pillow there's a cutout in the deck head that enables you to sit up in bed and read a book. The bed itself is a really good size. Again, it doesn't feel claustrophobic. Crucially, it's light enough down here. You've got views out on both sides. There's a window on that side. There's another one up above me here. And then this nice little seating area down here. So when you come into the cabin, there's plenty of standing headroom, and the bed itself, there's enough headroom to lie in bed, sit there, prop yourself up, read a book. And most importantly of all, there is a very good shared bathroom in here. And once again, these often feel a bit pokey and plasticky. This really doesn't. We've got a really good, generous sink, basin, got an opening port, get a bit of fresh air in there, got a mirror up above with storage behind it, more storage underneath, and most importantly of all, a separate shower compartment. Okay, the loo is in there. It's a sort of combined shower toilet area, but it is a separate cubicle. You have got a perspex door that you can pull across. So when you do have a shower, it means all the water stays in that area here, and you've still got a nice dry floor beneath you. So let's pop back up on deck, take another look at the cockpit. Now then, in terms of performance, this is powered by twin D4 300 horsepowers. I'm told that gives you a top speed of about 35 knots, and by all accounts, it's a very capable hull. Whilst we're here, we might as well have a quick look at the engines. They are under the floor here. Just lift that up. There we go. So there you can see two D4 300 diesels, decent speed, decent fuel efficiency, and actually quite a lot of room down there. So there we have it. That is the Bavaria SR35. And I have to say, after all the excitement over all the Axopars and Saxdors and all the other outboard-powered, long, slim Scandinavian designs, it's really refreshing to see a slightly more traditional but equally modern and fresh diesel-powered inboard family sports cruiser. And that's exactly what this is. You've got two cabins, you've got plenty of space, plenty of headroom, and a higher quality of finish than we're used to seeing. Sure, it's a bit more expensive, it's just over €500,000, but that does include a decent level in spec and of course tax. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed having a look around it. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to bringing you more tours like this in the weeks ahead.